Let's talk about dividing fractions. We should have remembered or have had a recollection of how to do this, but in this lesson we're going to try to refresh our memories so we remember what to do when we're dividing fractions. When you look at this example, 3 divided by 3/4, what it's actually saying is how many 3/4 sections are in 3 wholes. The key word with division of fractions is the word reciprocal. Reciprocal means to flip or invert the fraction. Flip or invert. So if I have the fraction 3/4, its reciprocal would be 4/3. So I have flipped the fraction or I have inverted the fraction. Okay, let's look at some more examples. What if I have the fraction 6/7? What would be the reciprocal? Well, when I flip those over, I'm going to get 7/6. What if I have the number 4? What would be the reciprocal of number 4? Well, I can write 4 as a fraction because right now it's a whole number, but I can write it as the fraction 4/1. So what would be the reciprocal of 4/1? Correct, 1/4. What about a mixed number, 2 2/3? Well, I can't take the reciprocal of a mixed number. I have to do something first. I have to change it to an improper fraction. So let's change this to an improper fraction. 2/3 becomes 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. So I have 8/3. And the reciprocal of 8/3 would then be 3/8. Okay, in 7th grade we have a reciprocal chair so that we can remember our steps when we are dividing fractions. And the reciprocal chair says division of fractions means to multiply by the reciprocal. So tomorrow in class we'll go over the motions to the chair so that you can remember. A lot of times if I just give you a little hint, if you come up to me with a question, sometimes if I just give you a hint of, well, what's the reciprocal chair, then you remember what you need to do for the problem. So we'll do that tomorrow in class. Okay, so here's our first example. We're going to take 2/3 and we're going to divide it by 5/6. I have a little acronym that helps students sometimes keep things in order. It's called KFC, and I'm going to write that on the screen in a minute. But it says K is for keep the first fraction, F is for flip the second fraction or write its reciprocal, and C is change the problem now from division to multiplication. So let me write that on the screen real quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. KFC says keep the first fraction the same, so 2/3 will stay the way it is. Flip says, or F says, flip the second fraction, so now that becomes 6/5. And change division to multiplication. So now I have 6/5. I'm going to see if I can cross cancel anything. Well, I see that the 3 will go into 6, so 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 6 twice. Now I multiply across and I get 4/5. Here's another example. Let's remember KFC. Keep the first fraction, flip the second fraction, change division to multiply. Cross cancel, 8 and 16 will cross cancel, 8 into 8 once, 8 into 16 twice. Multiply across, I get 14/1, or my answer is just 14. So what about division of mixed numbers? Because now I have a fraction and a whole number. Well, the rule to this is change it to an improper fraction first, then look for cross cancel. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's do the example. 9.5 divided by 2 3/4. Well, I can't do any division until I've changed these to improper fractions. So 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1, and I get 19/2. And 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11 over 4. I still have a division problem. I haven't done any KFC yet. So now I'm going to do my keep, flip, change, or multiply by the reciprocal. So now I have 19 over 2, sorry. Flip the second fraction to 4 over 11. Change division to multiplication. Do you see a cross cancel? Yeah, I got it. 1, 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 4 twice. And then I'm going to multiply across. 19 times 2 gives me 38, and 1 times 11 gives me 11. So now I'm going to change it back to a mixed number. So I say to myself, how many times will 11 go into 38? Well, it's going to go 3 times because that gives me 33. And I'm going to have 5 left over. So 33 and 5/11ths would be my answer. Okay, so here are your 3 got it problems. Go ahead and write these down on the bottom of the page and work these out. Bring them back tomorrow and we'll go over them and if you have any questions. Good luck.